Like, literally, I'm drawing a water bottle sword as part of character design. What has life come to anymore? What kind of water bottle is this? Is it like the Poland Spring, the fancy ones? Or, I mean, she picked off the floor, so it would be more like the store brand. Not that throwing a water bottle on the floor is like normal. I don't think people discriminate against water bottles. I think they'll be equally prone to throwing a Poland Spring as they would a store brand. But then I guess if it was a big Poland Spring, I'd want to refill. So I guess she'll have like maybe a normal Poland Spring as her water bottle sword. Here it is. Her water bottle katana. Hi guys, this is Copper, and I'm here to tell you about the first stage in my illustration process. This is going to be a series of tutorials, and obviously chronological order is what I'm going to do, because that's what makes the most sense. Now, the first thing I do when I'm about to start on a pretty hefty illustration is decide exactly how I'm going to draw the character. I usually do this on paper. However, since I can't really show it to you, if it was on paper, I'm going to do it with the computer. And this is basically character translation. Which means that if there is a character that has been drawn multiple times, or may have a shifting appearance, such as a TV or video game character, you are going to want to decide beforehand how you're going to draw it. The character I'm going to use as an example is a character from the books I'm writing, Anira. I have multiple pictures of her, and I have not drawn her for a while. Here are a comic, regular t-shirt, her hair. I don't know what these are old, so I have no idea what's going on here. This is definitely the most detailed picture. And then I have more. Now, as you start to see the kind of very important parts of her, such as her hair, she's constantly with a ponytail, the purple eyes, or pinkish purple eyes, all around here, you start to understand what parts are more lenient and what parts identify her as a character. You close these. Here, I'm actually liking the purple and blue in this picture, so I might use that for the final piece. Now, these two these are really bad again, I apologize. It's been a really long time. These start to identify somewhat of a nationality. Oh, darn it. I also have a picture that a friend of mine drew. With Ollie. This is drawn by my friend Ollie. Alright. Now that I got to see as many diverse pictures as I could, which would work better if it was a video game character. However, I want to own as much copyright as I could for this, so I want to use just a regular one of my own characters. Now for determining the outfit, which is the most lenient part of a character, most likely, some characters are different, you want to try and do like a generic pose. Don't use a lot of energy trying to figure out posing now, because you're going to regret it later. Or anatomy. This is just really, really basic anatomy and posing, so you can figure out what they look like. Her hair is, to me, the most identifiable feature. Two really long strands in front. But then again, it doesn't seem like the front of her head has that much identification to it. So that's something that we can actually expand upon. Now, since we have bangs are so to be sideswept, let me try sideswept. It seems to be, it's a very fun type of hairstyle to draw. Then she has the ponytail. It could be a short ponytail like that. Could be long. However, here's where logic comes in, and I'm sorry I have to bring logic into this. But since her front hair here is a certain size, it would make more sense for it to be the same size as her ponytail. Again, this is just logical stuff. And now, what kind of outfit do I want to draw her in? I haven't drawn her in a while, so I want to do her armored outfit because that's going to be really fun to draw. Or at least I think. It might be painful. And for her belt, it could be tight or it could be loose. I actually want to draw it tight because I have not drawn it tight yet, and that would make the most sense. Again, usually I do at least like 10 to 5 different versions of this, depending on the character. I drew Yomu a little bit before, and I drew her at least like 20 times to try and get the design straight. I tried traditional, then I tried a modern look, which I like the modern look the best, so I went with that. I recommend doing the same because you can get some pretty cool and unique designs out there, but yet have the character identifiable. Of course, when I tried to make cosplay out of it, it wasn't as identifiable because of the color of the fabric. It's really sucked because it's really hard to get green fabric. I know this anatomy makes no sense, but when you're doing stuff like this, don't worry about anything except for the character design and what it's going to say about the character. Let me close these actually. So we could do a V-neck here, or we could even try and do something like a reverse V-neck. It looks cool. Now let's end it about at the belt. And then I could do, I honestly don't know what this is called in fashion, but straight from the neck to the armpit, or from the armpit to the middle shoulder. Now I feel like this would fit the character more, it's just less revealing. And it's armor, so this is kind of more how it's fit. Now we know that the joints are about here. So generally the armor is going to have special areas at the joints. And that's where I'm going to end and start the big metal pieces. Right. So that way so you can still logically move her joints. And this is a combination of trying to be creative and having a unique view if you want to, or if you want to be accurate. But one of the more important things is definitely still stay logical and not like have, for example, this entire is just a solid metal bar all across her arm because she won't be able to move her arm. And that will cause problems when you're doing the posing. Unless you're drawing, like, Oku or someone with an arm cannon, in which case that'll probably help with the posing. Facial expression is a whole other monster in its own, so I try not to really worry about it that much right now. However, part of the character design that I do like to do in this stage is the eyebrows. And generally what you want to do in the eyebrows is like, there's thick eyebrows, then there's thin, then there's dots, then there's rectangles, and then there's even smaller dots. And I guess you could do something like reverse, thick eyebrows. With her, I'm liking thick, because it fits her character more. With lips, you can do the same. You could have really thick lips that's actually not thick for cartoon style. You can just have regular. You could have thin with just the bottom. You could have like Daisy Duck or whatever character it is. And again, for her, I'm just going to have straight regular because she's pretty young. She's about 14. 14 or 15 in the book. Now her type of pupil is fairly. That's already chosen. She has like dragon eyes. Her ears aren't really sewn, however, this kind of hairstyle, I should have definitely left her ears visible. I know you almost hate drawing ears. They're just not something common to draw. Hands again. Now, do I want to keep it gloveless? That's actually... Her gloves are drawn differently in all of these as well. So I'm going to go with the Logic's case since there's a lot of joints in the hands and say that it's more like the rope or string until the metal comes up and hovers over the hand like this. I'm not going to spend 20 minutes going over everything I did. However, hopefully this will get you thinking about a character before you draw them and try and put your own unique twists on the characters. So, I'll see you next time for posing.